There we go. It's 9 o'clock. It's time for another session of watching me scratch my head, cry onto my desk. Maybe I'll even get something working today. What day is it? Monday. Let's get my screen up. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. Where are we? Hello, screen. There we go. Dun, 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 dun. My camera's not working. Where am I? Oh, jeez. I wasn't ready for this. Where are we now? There we are. Oh, jeez. Come over here somewhere. Oh, lighting turned off. And just need to tuck that in. Didn't do any pre-testing today. Alright. Oh, even my hat label's sticking out. There we go. So, what did everyone get up to at the weekend? Got a constructive weekend of, hold on a sec, I've still got weird stuff. Which hand's that? That's my right hand. It's this hand, so that means that corner has got some weird stuff in it. I think it's just my angle of my monitor. There we go. And then I always have to do this for some reason, just get that working. Alright. The intro's over. Give me some planetscape. Give me some cityscape. Give me some background chill. There we go. Oh! And my voice. What's going on? I've got this thing on. There we go. Hope that wasn't too disconcerting. Alright. So it's time for another session of Pathfinding. Got a lot of stuff on my desktop I didn't realize I had. I have to get rid of all that. Let's see where we're at. I think it was crashing last time I checked in. Pathfind returned nothing. Yep. But our character was moving around. We were just trying to get a path working. I am going to be rocking, by the way. That's not too annoying. But my feet are killing me, and I don't want to sit down. I've been sat down all day as well, so let's see what we got. Scripts. Character scripts. Oh! Before I forget, I'll come to it in a sec. Let's just have a look first and catch up with where we are. So we got a script for Graham moving around, and we're working on this random section here. We want our character to... we're working on a sequential movement, but we want to just be able to pass in a single from location and a single target location that our character will move to. And we have our event controller, which is just basically checking to see if the characters are doing what they should be doing. And then we have player. And player is... Let's have a look now. Come on. There we go. Player has a function. Nope. Player doesn't have a function. Character has a location. Let's close all these. Close all other tabs. Character. Here we go. So I've commented a load of stuff out here, but this Pathfind is our function here. And I was literally really struggling to get this working. It was getting more and more complicated. Which is all right. It's just, I think it's getting so complicated that I was literally just wondering where I was in it all. It was still just getting a little bit too much for me on Friday. So I took the weekend off just to try and get my head together. I slept a lot. I didn't actually do any coding, so it's exactly where I was on Friday. So let's see. All right. Okay. So I got a fantastic message from 1-Bit Godot on, I can't remember what day it was. I'm just going to delete some of this stuff here. Don't need all this. Don't need that. I got this mysterious file from 1-Bit Godot, pathfinder.zip. He saw me crying and he thought, you know what? It's pitiful, but I'm gonna give Julian some advice here. I'm gonna show him a way out of his mess and his conundrum. Now, I don't expect to grasp 1-bit Godot's hand here and take his solution as is, because I really want to get and solve this problem myself. Otherwise, I'm not gonna develop. It's much easier to make mistakes and learn that way. It's much more difficult to learn through just taking someone else's content, using it. But we can certainly learn from what 1-bit Godot's written. So he sent this fantastic message, which I'm sure he'll be fine with me sharing here. So, let's see. Hi, Julian. In regards to what you've been working on last stream, if I needed to support characters that will move between locations by their own accord schedule in Audrey, then I would need some pathfinding or route mapping system as well. So I've just finished implementing it today, and I'll send you the code if you'd like to see how I did it. There are only 3 classes: location, exit, and location map. Okay, so we've got a location, we've got an exit. We haven't got a location map, but this would probably be our sort of that's our node graph, essentially, that we're looking at with Dijkstra's pathfinding. You can add location objects anywhere in the game scene, and we can retrieve all the locations using the locations group. Super. So I've done that. I've created locations groups for my locations now. Blah. Yep. So we've got that working. To travel between the locations, you need to add exit objects as the child nodes the location, exactly like you did for your own project. Each exit object has a location node path for you to assign. Well, I think let's have a sneaky peek at 1-bit's code here.
Hi.
Hey, 1-bit. Hey, we're just looking at your code here. So thanks for this. I'm just going to dive in now. So I'm going to move this into our demos folder here. Here we go. And let's boot up into the project. Man, you were getting hardcore in your 3D programming there. That was melting my brains. It's pretty cool. Really nice to see. And interesting. You should actually get some YouTube tutorials out there and show people how it's done for real. So let's have a look. We want to import a new project from our demos folder. Demos. And here we are. Ooh. All right. So here's a little example here. So it's very, very similar structure to what we've got. So those are our locations. Oh, these are perfect icons, by the way. I love them. Can I nick your icons? They're really good. Much better than mine. My goodness. Fantastic. So you can see you've got your locations and your exits. So.
Sure.
Oh, thanks, man. So you can see the location that it takes you to as a node path, just like we've got, and a script relating to. Well, that is the script that relates to the location object. So fantastic. So let's have a look at our scripts. I wonder if we play it. Let's just see if anything happens first of all. Oh, well, look down here. So, wow. So it's actually showing full movement here. Pretty cool. Okay. So let's see how he's doing it. So here's our game. And okay. So he's created the graph, the Dijkstra graph, as a location map object. So let's start having a look there. See what he's done. So his map is a dictionary. He was telling me you should do like this. This makes a lot of sense. Build the map of possible routes from any location to any other location. It may take some time, but needs to be done once at the beginning of the game. Right. I see. So once the graph's built, that's it. See, the way I'm doing it, it would need to run every time. So you passed in an array of locations, and it does the rest for you. So we set up a map, clean it out, I suppose, doing there. Step through all the locations, We then create something new, roots, also a dictionary. I'm not sure what that does. What's the end open close brackets there? Roots colon dictionary equals dictionary. So, what's that line do? One bit. Is that just the same as saying, oh, right, okay, it's just declaring a variable roots as a dictionary.
It's like a two-dimensional array.
Oh, is it? Well, what, a dictionary? A dictionary, right. Yeah, a dictionary is, but I'm just saying, so this is just the same as just doing that, right? Yeah? I've not seen it with the brackets at the end there.
So to find route from home to shop, you can use map, home, shop.
Nice. And we can see that in game here. So once the map's been built, we can print route from home to shop. Print route from street 4 to street 1. And down here, we can see it output. I'm looking into your nitty gritty here. So, so for each, so we're creating a list of locations.
The first parameter refers to outer dictionary. The second parameter is the inner dictionary.
Ah. Okay. Can you I'm just trying to visualize that. Okay, yeah. So it's kind of like my nodes object, right? My root nodes object. So we're creating the location and then we're storing information against that location. So map location name equals roots. So we're saying each one of these is a root. Or come on to it. So we step through the exits. We declare a root as an array, and then we add all our exits one by one to the root. We also add an exit location to each route. Okay, so repeatedly try to locate new routes by checking adjacent location exits until no more new routes are discovered. See, this is this is the function I'm on at the moment. So our outside location is take one location, and then our second loop takes another location. Skip it for the same location. Okay, that makes sense. Retrieve all the current routes for the first location. Okay. Skip if there's not already a route to the second location. Variable assigned to the cheapest route. Select this route equals null. Check adjacent locations from exit. In the first location. Yeah. For X location and route keys. Retrieve routes from adjacent location. Subroutes dictionary. Ah, right, okay. We're building this up. Right, I see, yeah, down here. So we're building up these subroutes for that location. Is that right? Go if found, merge routes from adjacent and second location. Ah, duplicate. Cool. That duplicates the key. Oh. 2 sub route 2 equals for node in route 2. So step through the nodes in route 2 and append the nodes back into route 1. So yeah, so if found, merge routes from adjacent and second location. If a previous route was found, assign only the cheapest one based on the size of the route. So if selected route equals null, or the size, the number of routes is greater than so we only want to look at the rates, the right route. Have you got distances? You haven't, have you? A new route has been found. Add to the routes of the first location to make sure the loop repeats. One more time to check for the further routes. I mean, it kind of makes sense to me. I just need to keep hacking away at my code to try and get it working. This is beautiful though. Very nice. So now we've got some of the functions we use here to get route by name. Very elegant. Get route, retrieve a single route by location nodes. I'd like to see all this.
We're just measuring how many rooms you need to go through to calculate the cheapest route, since each room at the moment does not have a size.
So I just added distance, measured in how long I think the character would take to traverse that room. So I could start, if I had a complicated map, then I could start thinking about the character taking a logical route rather than everything just being whatever the next node is. Retrieve a single route by location nodes. So that's so cool. I love that way of doing it. So now it just queries the map. How does it do this? I'd like to see like a printout of your dictionary at the end here. Oh, you've got a print map. You running that? Oh yeah, you do. There it is. Oh, does it not work? Oh, that is the map. Right, so here we go. Location home. Let's just look at the print map here. So it steps through all the locations in map. Keys. What's that function do me? Turns the list of keys in the dictionary. Ah, cool. Right. So that's the lookup in the dictionary. So the lookup is street 1, street 2, street 3, street 4, and shop. So it's the location names. So location in map.keys prints the location out. Then route equals map location. So that's going to get the individual. It's going to get all the sub data for this dictionary from map. And then it's stepping through the route. So that 2D dictionary, it's getting all the data that maps to that key, and it's spitting them out. So it's essentially, it is the tree, right? 1-bit Godot? You've actually recreated the tree as a dictionary. That's so cool. That's what you're doing here. Pre-retrieve all the exits when the location is ready. All right. Right, I see. You're actually creating a nice function, a variable to grab that information, rather than having to query the tree every time. That's very cool. Right, okay.
Makes it easier to get the exits per location.
Oh, totally. Yeah, I think, one of the things, because you've broken it down like that, it just becomes so much easier to just focus on the problem. Whereas I'm focusing on the problem, and then I'm focusing on this sub-problem within the problem, and it's really getting to me a little bit. It was, I wouldn't say tormenting me, but it was just a little bit brain melting. I'm just checking to see what else you wrote here. This is brilliant. You should make that little open source library for people. It's so cool. Absolutely amazing. Right, okay, well, over to my big mess of code. Let's see if I can pull this together. Turn this down. I need concentration. Silence. Well, not silence, but just a little bit more chill. Here we go. Right.
It will be part of Project Audrey later on.
Oh, nice. Sweet. Project Audrey is going to be insanely good. Right, okay. Here we go. So I've got my little function spitting out my path at the moment. Down here. So you've got no paths yet. I kind of like the way one bit is just really taking the weight off the routine, because it is quite a intensive routine. Don't really want to run it every time a character needs to find a new path to take. But the reason why I initially thought that, well, first of all, I didn't know any better, but also I thought exits would move, things would change. We want a very dynamic, after the tutorial plays out, we're going to age things, close off locations, open up locations, and so on. We've got whether a location is visible or not. An exit is visible or not, whether they should take it or not, whether an NPC should be able to go through that location or not. So maybe if the pathing is only done occasionally, I don't know how occasionally, I don't know, let's see how heavy it is, we can always tweak it later.
Yes, it's not going to be good to rebuild the entire map if locations and exits change.
Yeah. I think, if we're only talking about 20 or 30 locations, then I think our modern day PCs will probably be okay. But if we're talking thousands, then in the process loop, that could be pretty drastic. I mean, I wonder how long it would take to run this function. I know it's not very efficient. And A star is built into Godot, right? I did look at that first of all. But it's 2D, right? Can you use it as a non-2D algorithm? In fact, is it even usable in the context of locations and exits? I didn't think it would be, so I stayed away. But there's an A star and an A star 2D, right? I think. Oh, okay. Oh, I think it's just in the help, is it? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, so
if you create an actual scene and place rooms as node in the scene, then master may work.
Yeah, totally. And I have no intention of doing that. So, all right, here we go. Declare our starting point with a 0 distance. I'm going to bring up my Dijkstra help thing here. So I'm kind of guiding myself through the principles of it. Interesting that there's this here. It's this Python function using step 2 the argument. Selects a node that should be used as a current node. Fix it so it picks the correct node. Return the label of the node that should be set as a current node. I should probably do this just to get my head around it, right? So, okay. Step 2, set the non-visited node with the smallest current distance as the current node. Okay, so it returns the current node. Return the label of the node that should be set as current node. Okay, so that's not going to be that anymore. So set the non-visited node with the smallest current distance. I can't even code Python, but I'm guessing it's pretty similar to GD script here. So visit is a set that contains the names of the. So we don't want to do A or C. So it's going to be, the answer is going to be B at the end of the day, but we can't just change it to B because that would be cheating, right? Oh, what? It's going to actually tell us. Oh, no, it's not. Cool. Oh, it expected F, apparently. Oh, right. It's just giving us an example. Anyway, right. Okay, so we want to compare. So we want to step through, let's call it nodes for node in current distances. We need to use squiggly brackets here, presumably. And we're going to set a variable up here. Do we do it like that? Var, what do we want to do here? We want to
use colon same as GD script.
Oh, right. Okay, cool. Thanks. So we want, as long as, of course, we've got to check to make sure that it doesn't exist in. I wonder if you can. It's just a function for checking to see it if values exist inside a set other than just like looping through it. I'll just loop through it for now. So, oops. So, ensure not visited. So, we want to go for oops. In visited. Oh, God, no, hold on. And in there, we just want to make sure that. Oh no, we want to step through current distances. We are stepping through current distances. So yeah, so we just want to make sure if visited at node equals oops, yes, visited node. Is do we need the key here? We need to check the key in current distances. It's a dictionary, right? How do we check the key? I've got so much basic syntax that I haven't got a clue about here. Okay. Visit node. Let's have a look at Python dictionary. Blah. Use accessing model key. Get model. Print all key names. So that will just print it. That'll just give us the key. So that's just going to give us. I'm not interested. this and current distances is just going to give us the key. So node will be A. I really want to like print this out. I wonder if it's going to actually allow me to print anything out here. I need to like debug this as I go. If the visited node equals the existing node, I'll just do it like this for now, see if anything happens. Then we want to continue, so we want to step onto the next. Actually, you know what? No, I'm just going to say found duplicate equals false, something like that. Oh no, it's visited, I'll do better. So as we step into this, set to false, and as we get into here, if it equals the same, set it to true. Ooh, capitals, huh? No way this is going to work. So then, once we're out of that loop, if it's visited is false, then we can act on it. And of course, we want to set the non-visited node with the smallest distance as the current node. So we want to store smallest distance. So we'll set it to whatever. And oops, mold. I have no idea how to access the dictionary. Print all key names, print all values. Oh, right, okay, gotcha. So that'll give me the value. Oops. So, if the value we're looking at, so if node, we want so we want current distances, we want the key in there, so if that is less than the smallest distance, current smallest distance, we want to update our current smallest distance. Oops, square bracket. Oh, my feet. Right, okay. So then we've got to save the key as well. So we'll call it shortest node or something like that. And then we'll short it. And shortest node, we saved it to be that. Right, so then we can just pass back the key. Alright, try again. Syntax error, is visited equals false. Don't need to declare it.
Nova.
Thanks, man. Alright, here we go. Nope. Indentation, expect an indented block. If current distance node. Oh. There we go. Okay. Local variable shortest node. Reference before assignment. unbound. So I didn't get, oh, sorry, shortest node equals null. Come on with the nulls. That's going to tell me null doesn't exist. About capital null. Nope, I'll just set it to A.
Nil.
Oops, nil. Oh, sorry, nil. Thanks, man. Really? Nope, nil not defined either. Oh, 0? No, it's got to be a string, right? I'll just set it to Z for now. Yes! Oh my god! It worked! Oh, I didn't think I'd actually managed that before 10 o'clock. Right, correct. When setting a new current node, you need to pick the non-visited node of the smallest. It's NIL, right, okay. Will that still work? Capital N. No. Let's have a look. Python null value. There's no null in Python. Instead, there's none. There you go. What? It's pretty cool that you can learn a bit of GD script and then it's probably just a little hop and a skip to doing Python. So to obtain the paths that correspond to those minimum values, we simply...
Nil is JavaScript forgot none.
To obtain the paths that correspond to those minimum values, we need to simply keep track of the nodes every time we change the minimum distance of a node. Keep reading to check it out. All right. Let's run the algorithm again in our script. This time, however, let's keep track of the actual shortest paths. They all begin empty except for the path of the initial node, which simply contains it. See. The new thing is that we will update these paths every time we modify the minimum distance of a node. Let's check the neighbor of our current node. Let's begin with B. We had 0 plus 7, which equals 7. Ta-da. As that value is less than infinity, we change the minimum distance of B with it and replace the current path to B. Yay. We repeat the procedure with A and D. Our current node is now set to A. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, I get all this. Ending. Ah, cool. All right, get in. I should have logged in and added that to my account. Mark your selected initial code, blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's have another bash. So, I'm so close. So, I'm going to have to remind myself where I am 2 days later. I am just... So, I create a new root node. Let's just remind myself. Root node is a location name, a distance, and whether it's been visited or not yet. So I create a new one.
By the way, you can use the in operator to check if a key is in a dictionary.
Ooh, how do you do that? Just dot in. That sort of thing.
Is underscore visited equals node in visited?
It's visited. Just go back. Oops, it's over here. Oh, right, okay.
You don't need the loop.
Right, yeah, that's what I was thinking. So I'm basically looping through the visited here, and one bit Godot is just saying that all we have to do is do an if here, get rid of that loop there, and then say it's double it. So okay, hang on. How's that going to work? Is visited equals node? You mean dot in?
No, directly assigned to the variable instead of false.
So hard to do stuff over chat, isn't it? You just come on Discord sometime, man. Talk me through some of this stuff. So no, directly assigned to the variable instead of false, right? So at the moment I'm setting in. So you're saying set it to node. It's instead of false. I'm gonna have to undo a bit here. Now I'm confused.
Replaces underscore visited equals false, the statement just before the outer loop.
Okay, with node. Hold on a sec.
Is underscore visited equals node in visited.
Like that. Ah. Right, okay, gotcha. So that's going to set is visited to true or false, depending on whether
remove the for loop entirely.
that one there. Ah. Sweet. That's cool. Nice. And have we got the same thing in Godot? Presumably. That's awesome. Thanks for that. That's fantastic. So, the way I'm doing this, I've got settled and unsettled nodes. Settled nodes are nodes that we have visited. I don't know why I did it like this, because I don't need to do it like this. I did
in Godot you can use is underscore visited equals visited dot has node.
Ah, cool. Has. Brilliant. Right. I'm just going to take a note. I need to start using dictionaries more. I can see they're pretty fundamental. Pretty damn useful. So, yeah, so I can see that one of my big fall downs here is that when I started working on this, I found this Java solution for Dijkstra's algorithm. I don't know whether I can find it anymore. Dijkstra's algorithm, Java example, I think it was, something like that. There it is. So I started looking at this, and I started recreating it using this. And whilst it's all fine and well, and the implementation works, the implementation isn't suitable for the way I'm doing it. It's not bad though. So I had to rewrite it. At the same time, I'd already started writing root node objects. So I've got whether node's been visited as part of my object. Whereas our Java friend had created settled and unsettled nodes and wasn't creating a sub-object with the property of visited or not. So he was moving through the nodes and essentially moving through settled, adding unsettled nodes, and once all exits were checked, that node is then marked as settled, added into the settled nodes array, and then another node is added to the unsettled nodes, and so on and so forth. So I kind of think it was working. I'm just going to put it back and just see where I'm at. I turned off a lot of stuff here because I just wanted to get my code working. So I'm just going to uncomment out all this and see what happens. Wow. Okay. Doesn't really want me to uncomment that, does it? Are you kidding me? Do I have to do it like that? Yeah, there we go. Right. So haven't got any printouts or anything here. I'm just kind of letting it run. Just see what happens at the moment. Am I getting a crash or? Yeah. Attempt to call function get children based null instance of null. So, so I'm stepping through all my exits. And again, this is why one bit is separated out into a nice clean file, a nice clean data structure from the start. Get rid of this complexity. Because now I'm stuck with like pulling data from the node, translating the node, extracting the node to work out whether it's a node or not. And it just starts getting super messy here. So I need to check all the exits for our current node. And I want to only process the exit if it's in the group exits. If it isn't, we're just going to skip it. And then we store the weight. We get the adjacent node, so we get the target node based on that exit. And if it's not settled, if it doesn't already exist, then we add it as a new neighbor node. We stick it into our unsettled nodes. So we're building up our list of nodes. So for some reason, it was working on the first loop there, but the second time round, for whatever reason, it got stuck on. We got a defunct node here. So exit doesn't exist. So if we look down here, we should see
target
exit.
underscore node is null.
Yeah. Oh, target. Yeah, our exit is null. Yeah. Oh, so a target underscore node. Yeah, absolutely. Step up a step here. Target node. Yeah. So Pathfinder was given a non-existent location. So if we go into our errors, we should see. There we go. Lift floor 1. So we've got a missing location, missing exit on our floor 1 lift. So floor 1 is the living area. So it's here. So we've got an exit here with no. That is lift floor 1. Yeah. So our function get node by name doesn't seem to have worked here. Maybe it's because it got brackets in it. Maybe it doesn't like brackets. Let's just check our get node by function, node by name function. Let's just get tree, get root, find node. I mean, I barely even need to do that, but I just thought that would be easier. Let me just try. I'm just going to check the find node documentation. Find node. Finds a descendant of this node whose name matches. It's so inefficient. I know one bit. You must be like pulling your hair out watching this. Please, if I don't want to frustrate you too much. Find a descendant of this node whose name matches mask and string match. Right. Okay, sensitive, but star matches 0 or more. So it's exactly the same. We're passing an exact string. If owned is true, which it is. If owned is true, this method only finds nodes whose owner is this node. It's especially important for seeing static through script.
You need to set owned to false.
Right. Still not worked. Same problem? Same problem. Oh, balcony now. Oh, that's the first one. So it didn't get me past. Now it's stopped here. Rather than. I'm sure it's just the bracket, man. I'm sure it doesn't like the bracket. Because it's probably doing. Is it doing like a regular expression or something? I think we do want owned. Because it is. We're passing it in the the scene tree, right? get root. So we're getting game, and then we're finding a node anywhere within this. So it's going to be owned by game, right? I bet you if we take that out. Actually, maybe I won't bet you anything. Because it'd probably be wrong. No! Yeah! Pathfinder was given a non-existent location. Lift floor 1. If we look at the number of nodes, so all locations. If I look at that here, all locations we've got none, but we have got one unsettled node, which is the living area. So it managed to get to the living area before failing on the lift.
Let me check. I don't use find_node.
Yeah, actually, the last time I used find_node, I ditched it and just wrote a function for finding the node myself. Find_node.
Hi there.
Oh, the second one's recursive. It's the last one that's owned. Hey, Ender, how's it going? Yeah, it should be true.
Not too bad.
Good. Did you see a message I sent you? That message thing is it's the dialogue designer stuff. Yeah.
What are you getting on with?
Still working on that Pathfinder, mate. One bit Godot is giving me a little bit of a helping hand. I think this might run now. Let's see. Nope. I'm trying to find a node right now. Have you had any ideas or thoughts on role-playing aspects, man?
Hi there, 1-bit. Hi, Ender.
I need to give you guys different voices. Man, my feet can barely cope anymore.
I made some tick GUI.
Ooh, B-Tech GUI. B-Tech is you mean basic?
But mainly it's been getting used to Godot.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, there's a lot to get on with. I mean, a lot of
It's shoddy.
stuff to learn. Well, look at mine. You should see 1-bit. I don't know if you watched his
It's
stream.
a shoddy GUI.
That's all right. Mine's a shoddy GUI. 1-bit's good GUI. He's just like, you know what? I'll have a working game in a week. Da-da-da. There we go. And I'm like, I just gotta get, I gotta get a button showing on the screen. But yeah, it's looking really good. He's doing like an adventure game development engine. Very cool. And he's actually just showed us how to do pathfinding. And I just completed the last step of this Dijkstra algorithm, which was nice because we learned a little bit of Python. Oh, not that one. This one. If you haven't done it, it's mildly entertaining. So, yeah, it's pretty good. Just to get my head around exactly how it works. Of course, you don't have to worry about finding nodes and stuff in there. So my big problem at the moment is get node by name. So I am thinking it's a crappy script. I wonder what current node.location name is. Maybe it's wrong. Current node is object 1603. Location name, balcony. We've got a balcony? Is there any spelling differences? No. I'm bouncing just to keep my blood working through my feet. I think actually I might sit down. I've got a fancy new chair. It's great. Oh, now get the old desk down here. Coming down. Woo! Oops, still a bit high. And there we go. Wrist tight. Whoa. All right, here we go. So get node by name. I've got true now. So that's recursion. And that is owner. So you pass in a node. So I have no idea why that wouldn't work. I'm just going to run this on its own somewhere else right now. So we'll do it in the event control. Yeah, we'll do it here. So rather than checking for behavior, we're just going to run this baby. I'm going to pass in balcony. And I'm going to put debug on there. And we'll just say set var here, test, and test equals that, and then we'll just print it, even though it's an object. And here we go. All right, hit our breakpoint and step over, and test equals nothing. So it didn't find balcony. Rather than get root, then I don't know why it's finding some and not others. So was it get current scene? But get root's going to give me, it should give me like game, right? Let me just do that real quick. Boom. Okay, play. And step. So test is object 1166. And if we go to remote, click on game, root, object 1166. And yeah, so it should search everything here. But game is not the root. Oh, his owner should be false though, right? Because it's not the owner. Game's the owner. I'm an idiot. Right. So it's get current scene, right? Is it? Take two. That should give me game. But I don't understand why it worked one time in the loop and not the other. Non-existent function get current scene. Okay. It's not get current scene. What is it? What's the command?
Try get underscore node /root/game.find_node balcony.
Ooh.
No need get underscore tree.
Oh, well, I've just got it working here. We get current scene. What are you saying? So let's have a look. Get node. Get node root game. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what I've just done there, basically. So I've done get tree, and then get current scene, and then find the node. Because I know the current scene, which is game, is the owner. But that makes more sense, because we know that's going to be it. Although the level might change. I'm actually thinking I want to restructure this, because if I load a new level, then all my characters everything gets wiped, doesn't it? What I should have done is had a I think you were doing it in yours, one bit Godot. Is you had like story, and then you were organizing your entire game as different elements here. Whereas I've done it just as one, like the whole game will never change. And then over here, I think I said I want like ability to switch levels. Think tutorial chapter 1, chapter 2. And so at the moment, the way I've done it, I'd have to reload the whole. I'd either have to go through and delete these objects and then reintroduce them. It's not a very good way, is it? I've not done this sort of thing yet. I think I did it once on a 2D tutorial from Heartbeast, and he was creating whole new game entities for each level and then teleporting his player between them. Oh god, it will be a pain in the ass to change later, but anyway, okay, cool. Well, look, I want to get this working. I'm almost there. So let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Put this back in. Get rid of my test. Turn off my breakpoint. Back into character. And update our get node by name to get current scene. Node. All right. All right. Come on. What? All right. Let's put in 1-bit's code. Oh, yeah. Idiot. There we go. Wow. Okay, that seemed to have failed even quicker. Do I need my brackets? All right. Still not working. Target node is still not being found. So, as 1-bit said, stick in the get node here. Let's just get it out here. I mean, this is like very explicit, but it should always work as long as game exists. What? Exit.target location. What am I passing in? Where's exit? Exit. Exit is null. What? How am I getting a null exit? What's my target node? Oh, of course, right, okay. Okay, so this one's saying same thing again. Lift floor 1 doesn't exist. Is it because I'm calling it from character?
I really have to check how find_node works. It seems wonky.
Yeah. It does. I mean, at the moment, right? I've actually got a group, which is I've got a group of locations. So can I just pull the
I don't use it because I add all my locations into a dictionary, so I just look up the location directly from the dictionary.
Yeah, man. I was just saying that's the better way to do it. 100%. I'm stubborn. I don't want to rewrite it. I want to get this working. I want to know why this isn't working. God damn. It's 10 o'clock already. I'm going to give it 10 more minutes. And that's it. So it's working from event controller, which makes absolutely no sense. So let's just dive in a little bit more as to why that might be the case. So if I put this back to my current scene tree, that's what I was using here, and then put this test back in. So that was working. I think I had to yeah, okay, so if I run that again. Oops. Oh yeah, the pathfinding is actually working here for one node. But I want a breakpoint here. Right, so balcony works. It finds the balcony and no problem. And there it is. Test now equals the balcony object. Okay, what about lift? Floor 1. Haha. Try that one, Godot. And no. Aha. Just check. That's all exactly the same. Yeah. All right. So there's definitely something wrong with the brackets here. Doesn't like them. Let's go for lift underscore floor underscore 1. It's a string mask. So I'm not sure how string masks work. But I would expect, I mean, can't see why. Maybe we need to put like stars in front of it or something. Anyway, so if I try that, oops, and I rename this to the same thing. But yeah, probably shouldn't be using the location names. Ah, you know what? I just remembered what I was doing on Friday. I was getting rid of the location names. I was going to use a different system for it. Anyway. Oh man, spent an hour. Well, that also doesn't work. Isn't that weird? Oh no, wait. Ah, guys, it's so obvious. There is no node called lift floor 1. It's called elevate a living area. Yeah, this is, oh man, sorry. Oh my God. What an idiot. Oh, Jesus. Right, okay. Try not to swear too much on stream. But I really feel like swearing a lot right now after doing all that. Jeez, oh. Alright, so... So this is not going to work if we're passing in a location name. Because location name is just a variable inside my property. It's not a node. The node names are over here. So when I target the node that I want to get, I shouldn't be using current node. I should be using name. Right? Not only that, I shouldn't be doing it there either. And this is what I was doing before. I was just updating all these before I threw my second monitor out the window. Look at this. Source location name equals start location. I'm even using the wrong thing there. I'm using the wrong names all over the place. Where else have I got them? Node exists. Location name. Where the hell am I using that? Ah! Ah! It's everywhere. So I was just doing this, and then I gave up on life. Okay, and now location name is relevant in certain places. So now I'm going to have to test this whole bit of code from scratch, and of course now it's going to fall over all over the place. All right, here we go. All right. Oh, so what's our first issue? Invalid set. Invalid set index name with value type string. So start location is passed in as a string, and it's saying, hang on a sec. What's wrong with that? Oh. What am I passing in on my pathfind function? Where is my pathfind function? It will be in... Yeah, it'll be in here somewhere. Yeah, it's just a string. Yeah, I have no idea what's wrong with that. Invalid set index name on base root node GD with... Oh. It's location name. Wow, how did that even work before, right? See, this is where I'm getting messed up, because I've added location name as a property of root node, but it's not a property of my node. This is why using a dictionary would be so much better. Right, okay, happy days. One problem out of the way. Next. Okay, invalid index name again. So that should be correct. That should be location name. All right, because it's a property of our root node. And these are root nodes as well, so they don't have names. So yeah, I thought I had. See, this is where I was getting a bit confused on Friday. So there we go. I think we're almost there. And of course, yeah. So we've got that error again. Jeez. But this time, the error should make a bit more sense. All right. Now, what's our error? Our debugger says lift floor 1. Okay, so that's wrong.
Have to go. Bye.
See you one bit. Have a good night, mate. Take care. Catch you tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to go soon as well. I'm going to fix this one issue. So, all right. So we're kind of back to where we were, but now, where do we get the link to the node? Get node by name. Current node is a... is a root node. That's fine. Ooh, it's not Pathfind, balcony, elevator living room. So we've definitely got these names right in our Pathfind function. Probably shouldn't have called it location name. I think I'll just use name. That will make things a little bit cleaner. Might not solve the problem though. So that means that becomes name. So it's confusing otherwise. When you start thinking that one node is the same as the other. Any other location underscore names. Node exists. Yeah, so node exists. Returns index based searches node object. Okay. All right. So that's now obviously still going to crash. Yeah, of course. This is where I got to. This is why I had to undo it. This is why the monitor went out the window, because it completely died. And I couldn't work out why it was dying. I think finally the script is working, and this function is getting itself in a never-ending loop. It never finishes. Pretty sure. So we need, even if we can we put a breakpoint in? Will it actually hit the breakpoint? It does. Yeah, so if I just step, so we can see that nodes are getting added into our unsettled nodes array here, right? It's exactly what we want. But they're never getting put back into settled nodes. So it's stepping through our arrays nicely. But and the current node 1639, 1640, 1641, 42, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56. What's that? Balcony. 7, 58, 9, 60, 61. What's that? Study. 62, 63, 65, 6. So let's see how far it goes. It's still going. Elevate R&D. Study. Oh, wait, so we're stuck in a loop here, and so, well, unsettled nodes size not equal to 0. So it'll never finish until we've got through all the unsettled nodes. Every time we go through this loop, we remove the current node from our unsettled nodes list. So the issue we have here is this one here. No, the issue we have here is we're never adding it. We never add it back into unsettled nodes. This bit here. So our new neighbor. Now, is that supposed to be there? I don't think it is. I think I just started typing this in because I was going to use it up here. So let's just work our way through this, through the pseudo code of the notes. Bloody close. Declare starting point with 0 distance. Loop through every node. Building unsettled and moving them into settled. Once complete. Spelled wrong, but okay. Right. So we get the current node. We remove the current node from unsettled because we're about to use it, but we never move the current node into settled. Why not? So I think it's just because we're processing it. So If the node exists as an unsettled node, then add to the distance. Great. So we're done. So we're going to append the current node to settled nodes. And yeah, I don't know why this whole thing is daft. I should have just used visited. But anyhow, so remove use as an index. I want the actual node to get added in. So it's just going to be current node, right? I think that's it. So let's replay. So now, because we are now adding settled nodes to our list, unsettled nodes should start rapidly decreasing. So here's our two arrays, settled and unsettled. So we've got nothing nothing in settled, but as soon as we run this once, boom. Wow, 4, 5, 1, none. Right? Oh, jeez. We're clearing out. Oh, is it just running over and over again? Yeah, it is. No path returned. Okay, so we're close. I think the function's just running over and over again. So now we need to actually return our path, and we're not building up our list here. We need to build up our actual path. So we've got to extract our path from this information. Okay, well, you know what? I've got that working. So the last step is now to be able to go through our data here. If I step through it again. Oop. Oh, that's not right. Stop. Let's put the breakpoint on the addition. And run it again. Okay, so settled node 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Surely there should only be. Oh, again, duplicates. Yeah, we shouldn't have added the same current node multiple times. So we need to check to make sure that we don't pick a settled node that already exists. But seeing as it's 25 minutes past 10, I was supposed to finish like half an hour ago. I'm going to stop this off. I'm going to go into character and I'm going to put a little note in here. You know what? I hate leaving it when you just haven't done it yet. So current node should only ever retrieve an unsettled node that has not been done. That's how we get current node index equals get lowest node distance unsettled nodes. So So get current node distance, or lowest node distance, isn't working, and it should only get node from unsettled nodes. So we're getting, even though we're removing it from this index, still getting it. I think I need to start again. Now I know how it works. I think I need to just start the whole pathfinding script again. Yeah, I think actually now I've got some understanding of how it should work and how the algorithm works. It should be much easier to piece it together. And potentially, I can take the same approach that 1-bit Godot used, in that instead of doing this every time we want to create a new path for our character, if we create a dictionary and we store all the routes within the game, then we can quickly look up the route between two given locations. He's created this massive dictionary that just shows you essentially every route between every point. So that'd be handy. So for now, we're gonna Alt F4 that, and
watch out!
Whoop, don't worry, Navi. And we're gonna call it a day. Tune in. Endor is Ender Rifter. Is going to be working on some of the RPG aspects that we're going to see if we can add on. So he's just having a think and a little play and getting to grips with Godot. So hopefully we'll see some interesting stuff from him soon. And we'll catch up with Steph, hopefully, probably next week, and show her where we're at and what we've done. Quick
Hopefully XD.
Yeah, I'm sure, mate. I'm sure. So just quick catch up of where we're at. So, and also, what I'd really like to do is create a like a to-do list for streaming, like a little checkbox. I'd like to actually show like what we're working on. So anytime you tune in on the stream, you can see exactly what our objective is at the top, and we can just quickly update that objective, and it will tie into our to-do lists. And then when it's done, we can tick it, yay, and move on to the next one. So we've got quite a long way into this. I mean, a hell of a long way into this. Okay, our dialogue designer, we're a bit annoyed because we haven't got any audio files in it at the moment. But, you know, here's our focus at the moment. Enabling characters to make background exit arrival sounds. I'm going to put partially complete because we have got that working. It's just the sounds themselves we need to test that, especially if we've got characters moving into lifts and things like that. We need a place to start logging bugs. The repo is now completely open, so if you search for Godot audio adventure in GitHub, oh, blimey, there's so many audio generator. Well, if you search for it in GitHub, you should be able to find a copy of the repo if you want to have a look. There it is. Hey. See, everything's in there. Everything apart from the plugins folder, the add-ons folder, sorry, which contains some third-party code for Dialogue Designer. So we can't share that, unfortunately. Anyone internal to the project, we can send you a copy of it. Add player narrative audio streams and functions for queuing. Still need to do that. We also need some sort of overall control over the audio and what's played and when. We want to look out for things like repetitive actions causing repetitive audio from the player interacting. And I kind of liking, so Steph's like, don't worry about the GUI, don't worry about having 3D, let's just kind of just focus on the story and the content. Now I do need a GUI. I need a GUI that is going to be something more interesting than what we've got. So I'm going to fire up my favorite program here. So what I was thinking at the moment, this is the latest idea, I don't know whether it's a good idea or not, but it's like a book, That's a really bad book. Let me try again. Maybe even not a book. Maybe it's like a PDA or something, right? And it's like a technically advanced book. It can be replaced with a book for the RPG fantasy role-playing ones. Anyway, and so you have your characters, and they basically have an avatar. We're trying to keep it light on the assets, right? And so you could have space for quite a large number of characters on a single screen, and these are all rollover. So if you want to interact with a character, you click on the face and you interact with them, and their faces just kind of get just chucked in here. They don't have to have a predefined position. They're all of a particular size, so they just get thrown into the GUI. Right, so we've got characters. Then we have our exits. So we might have our, different ways you could go. And then, what else did we say? We had our objects as well. Now, whether or not they'd appear on this, I was thinking more along the lines of you'd see sort of a narrative for the area you're in. And then you can, in those text adventure games, you get stuff like you can see things that you can see in the location. They were like underlined, like a ball, right? You can see a ball, right? So you could click on the word ball and now you're interacting with it. So it's not a text adventure, but it's kind of like you're half reading it and you're half interacting with it because it's a technically advanced book, or it's a magic book, however you want to do it. You can see a ball, right? And you click on that and interact. You could even do the same with characters, but I like the thought of having the pictures. So you could say, this is how the old text adventures will work. In this room are Gandalf, blah, blah, blah. And, so you could click on Gandalf and it would say, talk or whatever. And you could start interacting with them. So you don't even need all this. We could actually save a load of room. Maybe we should just do it like that. Let's have a look just real quick. I'm going off a bit, but classic text adventures. Let's go for play Zork online. Let's go for Zork 2. All right, let's just go for Zork. Oh, it's missing. Oh dear. Play classic games. This is old school. But it's interesting to see, because, before you play this text adventure game, how about you play this advanced 3D game? DOS. Right, so here's the title of the location we're in, inside the barrow. We can see it up here. A strangely familiar brass lantern is lying on the ground. A sword of elvish workmanship is on the ground. So we've got 2 items here. We've got the description of the area you're in. And it seems like there's no exits. There is no way out. We can't leave this place. We've got to do something here to get out. You can see the barrow opens into a narrow tunnel at its southern end. So can I go south? Yes, I can. So now I'm at the narrow tunnel. So this is a lot of these games are north, south, east, and west, and sometimes a bit of northwest and a bit of northeast and the southwest and the southeast. Exciting stuff. If I go back to the north and pick up the sword, see, you shouldn't have to do this. Take sword. Sorry. Wow. And take the brass lantern. Can I do that? Yeah. So that's how these sort of games used to work. We can do this so much better with the audio, and maybe even emulating something like this, but a little bit more technological, because our game is futuristic. There's some great hacking games where you've got the terminal stuff. So we could add sort of terminal-based puzzles or something a little bit more, bring up your Ubuntu console, and now I don't know what, but there's some scope for doing something a little bit more technically exciting within the. Oops, I just want to quit. Can I just quit? I got 0 out of 400 points in 6 moves. Yes. Oh wow, I've got my. Look at that. Should we reinstall it? Jeez. Anyway, so there's an idea. I think I might better run with that. It's certainly much more interesting than what we've got. And at the moment, if we look at the game, we've got our interaction coming up. So what that would mean then is we would need interactive labels within the text. So we kind of need some sort of so this would be the text that was on the screen. So that would be like showing up. We could still have this information on the PDA. When the characters move in, we can still have them popping up in the list. Food for thought. Right, for now, guys, Ender, anyone watching, thanks for watching, and I'll be back tomorrow, 9 p.m. or thereabouts. I might be messing around with my schedule a bit to squeeze things in, but catch you later. Thanks for watching. Have a good evening.